So I've been thinking a lot lately about life simplicity. 2018 is a pretty pivotal year for me. I've been in Phoenix now for probably almost 27 years. Colin, my son, turned 18 in December, graduates high school in May. And he has every intention of getting his own place, going to college, and so forth. So I've been really contemplating what I want to do with my life. I'm not one to just stay in one place just because it's comfortable or just because I've been there for as long as I have. And I'm certainly not one to stick with one particular career path or what have you. So I've always wanted to get out and explore more. I'm not really a big city person, frankly. I'm definitely somebody who likes smaller communities and living a more symbiotic relationship with nature. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do next. I mean, I have the agency, and the agency's been going fine. I've had that for about 2.5 years. But frankly, I don't find a lot of passion in building brands for other people. And I have my own brands. I've got a lot of creativity and I've got a lot of ideas. And I've actually developed some of my own brands to some extent. So I may opt to move in that direction and just find a lot of passion in my creative endeavors with my own businesses and or whatever. Maybe it's not that at all. Maybe it's just simplifying life and buying myself a piece of land and building a cabin on it. I don't know. But the beauty is, all you have to do in life is put one foot in front of the other, and soon you're walking down a path toward what it is you truly want in life. There's nothing wrong with Arizona. Arizona is absolutely extraordinary. In fact, it's probably one of the most amazing states in the United States because of its incredible ecodiversity. But, I've explored so much of it. I've explored practically every corner of it. And though I love the desert, the Sonoran Desert in particular, and of course I love the Ponderosa Pine forests of northern Arizona and the Grand Canyon and all of that. But, I've done it 27 years, and I think it's time to find my way and look elsewhere for a place to live. And I have no fear whatsoever of being able to make a living. I can, if I have to, I can always do creative services for people or something else. I've got a lot of skills that I don't really utilize much in my daily life in the city and so forth. So. I've got a number of books in the works. As many of you know, I've written and published one book, but I've got actually I think 3 or 4 other books that I've started. One of them has got about 4 or 5 chapters written already. It's more of a business-oriented book about how to leverage information online to make money. Got another book that I've started. It's I've written out the plot, I've developed the characters. It's a novel, actually. Kind of a love story. It takes place on the big island of Hawaii. And then I've got another book that I started a couple of years ago called A Moment in Wilderness. And it's a spiritual book mixed with some of my nature photography that I've been shooting for years and collecting. And I've gone through and selected a number of pieces that I think would make a beautiful book. And I've started to design that book, so I've got a couple of spreads done for that. And I actually also have another book started, which is a sequel to my first book. I'm not sure if I'll ever finish that book, but I would like to spend more time writing and doing some creative endeavors, being in nature more. And I think there's a path that I can create for myself in order to be able to do that. This is what's important to me in my life, especially at my age, and I'm not afraid whatsoever to uproot and do something else. I've stayed in Phoenix for as long as I have as a commitment to my son, who I absolutely adore, and he has proven to be a responsible individual that I think is going to do very well in the world. And now it's my time to, sit in the bleachers and watch his life unfold and be there for him when he needs me. But I don't feel like I necessarily need to stay in one place to do that. So this video is the first of many videos I intend to create to share with people about going after what we truly want in life. And for me, it's to live a simpler life so that I have more free time. In my daily life now and with people around me that I know quite well, their life is just chaotic. They have so many things going on, and some of those things are really amazing things that are unfolding for people. But at the same time, I see that we create such a heavy burden on our shoulders on a daily basis in order to try to accomplish things. And sometimes it's just better to stop and sit in the forest, read a book, put paint on a canvas, do some writing with a pencil on paper, turn off our phones, make music, work with our hands, run out of breath, hear the absolute peace and silence in nature. That's my goal. Success to me is become not just being able to make money and be able to be self-reliant, which I feel like in many ways I am. I mean, living in the city isn't really a self-reliant lifestyle, but I've been self-employed for 15 years, and I feel like I could start any business I want right now. I feel like I could reach out to people and have clients in a matter of a day, and I feel very good about that. I have a website called Token Rock that receives anywhere from 7,000 to 10,000 visitors from around the world every single day. I have, the ability to do something with that. I've got 4XPEDITION, which is an outdoor product company. I've developed 4 of 17 prototypes that I could just take one of those and take it to market if I want to. I just bought a silk screen machine. I have about 17 or 18 t-shirt designs I've created for the outdoor industry that I have every intention of putting out there. And I don't feel like I need to be in one place in order to be able to do all that. So anyhow, I'm sure that's enough for one video. Give you a little bit of insight about who I am and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I'm in the very early stages of that. I don't expect that I will make any kind of a major shift anytime in the near future, but possibly sometime later this year. One of the things I'm thinking about doing is living part-time in a 4x4 camper and working remotely for my clients or working remotely for my business partners in the endeavors that I'm already engaged in. So anyhow, that's all for now, and I appreciate you taking the time to sit down and listen, and have a great day.